So here's dedicated to all the new people who just came to the church. When you're a journey, you're going to go through a lot. People going to tell you how you should keep it sad.
Oh, thank you, Father God. There is a word that we want to share on today. We are seeing major things that is happening in the land, and we, the people, we must be able to pay attention to all of these things that is happening in the land. For those that know and understand the knowledge, that understand the truth, and we see these things, we can't sit idle and not recognize what we are seeing. For what we are seeing, if you don't know, is there is a major threat against mankind. For when you read the word and understand the word and have the right analogy of the word, some will say revelation, but being able to receive truth, it gives you a total, complete, different outlook of the word when you read the word, rather than being able to read the word and assume that it means something other than what Father Yah wanted you to receive out of the word. So when we see a major threat on mankind, we must love what Yah love, and we must hate what Yah hate. Or should I say, we must love what God love, and we must hate what God hate. For Yah has already put in place a remedy to the situation. And that remedy was his son. And knowing and understanding that he had already put a remedy in place, allowing time to do what it had to do, for Yehoshua had said to the disciples, "Why ye men of Galilee stand here gazing in the sky? The same way I was taken, I will return back again." So we know that there was a great cloud. And I want you to look at this cloud as a cloud of confusion. When Yehoshua left, in those times, there was a cloud of confusion. And when he came back in a cloud of confusion. So stop looking in the sky for a cloud, for a blonde-haired, blue-eyed man to return on a white puff cloud. Because we talk about a cloud of confusion. And when you look around, all you see is a cloud of confusion. For knowing that there is a threat on mankind, we see most nations that you see speaking on the news now, everybody is talking about nuclear weapons. You even got those that are shooting rockets, missiles, and major attacks. And we have this happening right now as we speak. for I received a message early on this Rise and Shine morning, about 5:30, from one of the brothers. And when I looked at it, it talked about a surprise attack on Israel. And there was about 5,000 rockets that had came in and hit Israel. And it spoke about how the state had declared a state of war. So we see that here in Israel, here on this Rise and Shine morning, we see that there have been rockets. The attack brought out that the war had came by land, it came by sea, and it came by air. So not only Israel being at war right now, they are calling for the allies to prepare because war have been declared. We know that we've already been seeing war with Ukraine and Russia, continuous war, and when we look at Ukraine being at war and we look at Israel being at war, there's something that they have in common, and they both are allies of the United States. So we're seeing a threat on mankind. So what is it that you personally, is there something that you are doing for the sake of mankind? Wow. When I see people, they enter and I know everybody got to maintain, got to do what they got to do because life is life. And this is just what we have to do to maintain. But the most important thing is to put priorities in place. For there are many loved ones, I find myself at a state that, it's a lonely journey, but, I know that Father Yah has those that He has chosen for such a time as this. So they can see a little bit more than just the average person, and just taking life and walking life and not taking life for granted or being concerned in a way that you want to see mankind make it. But when you are just concerned about self, there's a problem. I know that when a word comes across from Yahushua, when a word comes across from someone that is telling the truth, then there is major problems because people don't want to hear the truth. People want you to tickle their flesh and let them know that, it's going to be all right. People are caught up in these world's goods. It's a sad state. Not concerned about sharing the truth with somebody, but concerned about somebody seeing how they're doing. Talk about a selfish mode. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. The average person said, as long as I'm all right, I'm not worried about nobody else. Not knowing that just like a surprise attack was brought on Israel, a surprise attack can be brought on the United States. The same thing can happen. But you don't want truth. You just want to go on. I read an article, and I probably mentioned it a couple of sessions back. But it talked about how the people in the U.S. is walking sleep, or should I say sleepwalking, as if though everything is normal when you got water broke out all around you over the globe. A major threat on mankind. But we have to wake up and know that there's a threat on mankind. For we sing in the Word, where when the world got so wicked, the people in it got so wicked, that Father God destroyed that thing with a flood. But he saw favor in the eyes of Noah because of his righteousness. He was able to go on, his family was able to go on. He saved them. But today, in this time that we're in right now, we got people that is trapped, that is programmed in a position that they don't have to do nothing but keep themselves in a place, in other words, keep their head above water and not worry about nobody else. Not concerned about mankind. Not concerned about mankind. Not concerned at all. Just want to just go through life. When the end comes, the end comes. If I die, I die. You know, this kind of attitude. But don't you know that once death comes, after death comes the judgment? It's not just like you just died, that's it. You got to answer to everything that was done. Every word that was said. Whatever deeds you have done, you have to answer. Walk around with your head in the air and can't see what's going on because you can't look down because you think you're just that high. My heart goes out. My heart goes out. I was in a conversation this morning. I said, you know, it really bothers me. I have to put myself in a position because I'm looking so far abroad. I'm seeing all these things happen. And then when I look around and I see people like they just going like ain't nothing happening. And then they want to bring these old crazy off-the-wall conversations and want to talk about stuff that don't really even matter. Not to me. Not when I see all this going on. Let's talk about what can we do to get this truth to mankind. Because mankind is at the verge of being completely annihilated. Completely annihilated. Don't you know if one nation shoot a missile, another nation shoot a missile, then another nation shoot a missile, by the time all the nations get through shooting missiles, what do you think gonna be left? What? Let's get in this word. Let's get in this word. I want to read Matthew, the 24th chapter to you. I want to read it because I see that where we at right now is what is being done right now. Matthew 24th chapter, starting at verse 1. And Yehoshua went out and departed from the temple. And his disciples came to him for to show him the building of the temple. And Yehoshua said to them, see you not that all these things? Can't you see all these things? Truly I say to you, there should not be left here one stone upon another that should not be torn down. Third verse reads, and he sat upon the Mount of Olives. The disciples came to him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of your coming and the end of the world? And Yehoshua answered and said to them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Messiah, and shall deceive many. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famine and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrow. The beginning of sorrow. That's what we're going to put a pin in today. Beginning of sorrow. He said, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall grow cold. But he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness to all nations. And then shall the end come. For we are in that place. For we are in the time of sorrow. For he said, when you hear of these things, he said, this is the beginning of sorrow. So we are experiencing the time of sorrow. He says, when you therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Whoever read, let him understand. Then let them which are in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray you that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world, to this time, no, nor ever shall be. So we are at a place, again I say that we are seeing a threat on mankind. We are at the time of sorrow. We are seeing places being blowed up. I mean, we are seeing people being blowed up, innocent people. Just, when the rocket hit a place, it don't care where it falls. It is killing people. It is just annihilating places. We have seen Ukraine go through a major attack, and this major attack that Ukraine have, this is just the tip of the iceberg compared to what we are going to see, because this thing is not going to stop. It is going to continue. So if you have loved ones that you want your loved ones to put themselves in a place of preparation, in other words, make preparation for what we are about to experience here in the United States, because again, this thing is rolling like a big ball of fire. We know that Father Yah has put in place indexing, for he have used the Universal World Court. He have put Yehoshua in position to bring forth the indexing process that no one else could bring forth, so that he could bring his people out of a wicked system. But as long as you are tied to this wicked system, just know that you are a part of the wicked system. This is the beginning of sorrow. We are in a time of sorrow, y'all, and you got to put yourself in a place of preparation. Preparation. We have loved ones. When you talk to them about bringing themselves out of a wicked system, You know, it's amazing that it just goes right over their head because they're in I guess you call it numb. They numb, because when I say numb, a person, I don't have to worry about that. I don't been baptized, don't say. But they're a whole nother level. At least when you accept Jesus and get baptized, at least you believe in something to try to line you up. But you got to take this next step and come from under a wicked system. Satan has already let you know. He said he will cast down into this world to deceive the whole world. Satan let you know. He said, and he is the God of this world. So when you get caught up on those shiny things, your mind be taken completely away from Father, y'all. You get a dime above a dollar. You completely get away from the things of Yahweh. You're putting yourself right in the position that the enemy wants you to be in. And one thing I know about it is that being a part of something that is going down, and if you're a part of it, when it go down, you go down. I don't know how plain we can make this thing, but you see, the U.S. is completely being turned upside down. We're seeing things that got so bad in the White House till they have got to just about fist fighting there. And then we keep watching a little while longer, we're going to see them fist fighting right there in the White House. And these are your leaders of the United States. Everything just tore completely apart. We're seeing a whole nation to legalize same-sex marriage and then take it and push it on other nations. We're in a place, y'all, that we got to know that we're in a time of sorrow and we have to put our priorities in place and know that mankind is threatened right now. But what are you going to do? Are you going to start sharing the truth with people? Let them know let them know about the straw man. Tell them about the straw man. Let them know that there is another person, another thing that is called a straw man. They got companies with the same name they got, and they can't do nothing with it. But somebody can do something with it that pull the string of the straw man. Help them understand that you're tied to a system that got their thumb on your head, know every move that you make, and when they get ready to take you down, they can take you down. Because, far as they're concerned, you're nobody. You're not indexed. You don't have no identity. You have to bring yourself out of a wicked system. We're seeing some stuff. The attack is so new. We even see on the global news now where it talked about how Putin challenges the West. That's not good news. But he asked them, how is it? What right do you have, U.S., to warn anybody? Giving other nations there, if you do this, then we're going to do this. If you do this, we're going to put sanctions on you. If you do this, we're going to retaliate. But there was a time that the U.S. was the only one that had missiles that can shoot, blow up stuff. But now carrying nuclear weapons. So this is where the threat on mankind come in. Again, if one push the button, then another one push a button, then another one push a button, what's left? What's left? There's nothing left. We got to know that we're in that place. Again, let's look at this. He said, and Yehoshua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the building of the temple. And Yehoshua said to them, see you not all these things? Truly I say to you, there should not be left here one stone upon another that should not be torn down. They was on one level, wanting Yehoshua to look and see the temple. But Yehoshua was seeing something on a whole other level. This ain't going to even be here. It's going to be torn down. And this is what we're saying now. You're caught up on the things of the world when we have a major threat on mankind. You don't see no one making it through. But the good thing is, if you're in it, if you have brought yourself out of this system, you put Father Yah in a position, or should I say God in a position, He can bring you back to a place. Because we are talking about whether you go to heaven or whether you go to hell. If you're not identified, you completely, and I'm taking it all the way to the gut of the situation, you go. Don't get so caught up on the things of the world. Maintain. Do what you got to do. Don't get excited about the things of the world because it's not going to be here. Nothing is the same right now. Nothing is the same. Everything has changed. And things are getting worse. Because we are in a time of sorrow. But people, you must wake up. You must see what's there. Take and put your priorities in place. Help somebody. Let them know what truth is. Let them know what truth is. When Father Yah talked to Israel, He didn't talk to a place. He talked to a people. And His people is Israel. When you hear Him talk about Hebrew Israelites, Hebrew is their language, and Israel is who they are. But we've been so twisted in the mind till we think when we hear Israel, we think it's talking about a place. But yeah, that's how they done programmed everybody. Israel is a place. But you, if you are chosen people of Yah, you are Israel. Glory be to Yah. Help us reach the masses of the people so they can understand that mankind is at a threat of being completely annihilated. Help your loved ones understand they must bring themselves out of a wicked system. The whole globe is being reset. This stuff is not just happening in the U.S. It's not just happening in Ukraine. It's not just happening in Russia. This thing is happening all over the globe. The judgment of Yah is in the land. He have already put in position the things that is needed to be done in this time of sorrow. Don't get caught with your head in the air thinking that you don't have to do nothing else. Because there is something else you have to do. And that's index yourself out of this wicked system. He says, the third verse, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately, saying, "Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of your coming and of the end of the world?" He told you in the book of Acts, the same way he left, he will return. He left on a cloud, and he has returned on a cloud of confusion. Can't you see it? Look around. Unless you just got your head so high in the air till you can't see the confusion and the chaos in the world. A cloud of confusion. A cloud of confusion. He's in the place that you would least expect him to be. And it had already started. The kingdom is growing right here in the land. A lot of people in the church, they say, we kingdom builders. Do you understand what you're saying when you say you're a kingdom builder? Kingdom builder. What kingdom are you building? Woo! Glory. And Yahushua answered and said to them, "Take heed that no man deceive you." You know, reading that, he said, "Let no man deceive you." And in Corinthians, I read in there where it talked about how Satan himself was transformed into an angel of light. And his ministers also was transformed. So it would be very easy to be deceived. Things can sound so good, things can look so good, but is it of Yah? Is it? Again, we got to remember when Moses went to Pharaoh and told Pharaoh, "I am sent me," and he told him to let my people go. And to make a long story short, Moses dropped his staff and it turned into a serpent. And Pharaoh, he called his musician, and they dropped two staffs and they turned into serpents. But when you completely look and read that, you will find that the staff that Moses dropped, it ate up the two staffs that the magicians dropped. So Satan, the enemy himself, he's able to imitate, but can't nobody duplicate what Father Yah do. Truth is truth. You can't take nothing from truth. But you got to open up, receive the things of Yah, so that you would know truth. But if you're caught up in a lie, if you want to believe a lie, Father said he will give you a strong delusion and allow you to believe a lie. This is real. He says in the 5th verse, he says, "For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Messiah, and shall deceive many." Shall deceive many. We see a lot of it. A lot of deception going on. People drop it off like that. People drop it every day. Whew. I was looking at some news, and they was talking about the COVID vaccine and stuff, and they was talking about how the COVID is coming back. It's coming back worse than it was, and it was talking about how the ones that had the vaccine, the COVID, would hit them worse than it would hit the people that hadn't had the vaccine. So it's just so much deception. They say one thing, then they come back and say another thing. It just, the only safe place is in Yah. Trust in Him completely. Open your mind and heart to Him, and I promise you, He will lead, guide, and direct you into all truth. The voice is here. The word is here. The truth is here. Whew. Again, here, the 6th verse, he said, "And you shall hear of wars and rumors of war. See that you are not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, And there shall be famine and pestilence and earthquake in diverse places. Ain't we seeing all this stuff? We're seeing every bit of it. But what are we going to do? Are we just going to continue to walk in the way that we're walking with our head in the air, not trusting the things of Yah, just trusting the things that we can see with our eyes? We have to wake up to the fact that there's some things happening. We have to wake up to the place knowing that the judgment of Yah is in the land, and He has already put in place what He wants His people to do, because you are already being directed in that. It's a sad picture when everybody just get carried off with the wind, get caught up in the things of the world, not trusting the things of Yah, but trusting the things of the world. Trusting the things of the world. So many people, they listen to this end, they listen to that end, so much going on, you know what I'm saying? But you got people listening and thinking that they got the right way, but it's only one way, and that's through Yah. What He has put in the land, what He has prepared for His people, eyes have not seen, nor ears have heard what He has in store for us. But we have to put ourselves in that place. 8th verse. All these are the beginning of sorrow. Man, the volcanoes is erupting, the hurricanes is rolling, the tornadoes is going crazy. These hurricanes, all this stuff, you know what I'm saying, it got an extra impact in it. It's doing some tearing up. It's tearing up some stuff. We're in the time of sorrow. I want to get down, I want to read this here before we go, because I want you to get this right here. A lot of people that is ignoring this. He said, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and ye shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. He said, and then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. We're seeing that. That's the major thing right now. We're seeing that. We're seeing loved ones hate love. The love of men is just completely. It goes down here. It says, and then shall be delivered. Okay, here 10. It says, and then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall grow cold. But he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness to all nations. And then shall the end come. And this gospel have been carried throughout. Everybody have received this truth. So we know that we're getting to this place. I'm talking about, I would say we're walking on borrowed time right now, but you have an opportunity to get yourself out of a wicked system. Come on, get yourself out of a wicked system. He says, then he said, when you therefore shall see the abomination and desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Whoever reads, let him understand. And then he says, then let them which are in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. So, whatever state you're in when this thing hit, and when it hit, the word talks about it's like a woman that is in travail, like she's getting ready to deliver a baby. I've had an opportunity to see a couple of my kids to come in the world, and I'm talking about, and all of the agony and stuff that you have to look on the face of, the maiden that's bringing a baby in the world. It be some serious agony. But I'm talking about when that baby is born, it is amazing the joy that it brings, to the mother of the child, when they see that baby and the baby, But the joy comes, but we are in the time sorrow, and we about to feel more pain than we ever felt, but you have to put yourself in a position that you already know that you have been put in a position that you can be identified. How can you be identified? Because you have been indexed. If you ain't in there, you can't be identified. Things gonna end. Things gonna happen just like that. He's telling us, you can't go back wherever you at. If you're on the housetop, you stay there. Wherever you at. Don't be big-headed and say, I don't care, I gotta die in the way. Don't put yourself in there. This is what destroys mankind. Because we got too many people and you don't know how many people watching you talking about you don't care. Glory be to y'all. Thank you, Father God. Thank you for all that you are doing and all that you're about to do. I'm excited. And I just want people to know that the truth is here. The truth is here. And what you have to do is know that the truth is here. Thank you, Father God. Glory.